Okay, it's now live, so I will now admit the students. And so you can take a look at the participant list. So as they're admitting, when all is in, then you can start. Yeah, is that okay?
Will you give me a green light to start now, or because some of them might be strolling in and
once I admit all, it takes a while to load. Yeah, so maybe 1 or 2 minutes, then you can start with it. But I will continue to admit them. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to the NTU College of Engineering sharing session. My name is Song Kiet and I'm a year 2 undergraduate student studying chemical and biomolecular engineering from the School of Chemistry, Chemical Engineering, and Biotechnology, and I'll be your MC for this sharing session. So today's session is a great opportunity for you guys to get an overview of the exciting programs that the NTU College of Engineering can offer. So at any point in time, if you have any questions, feel free to send in your questions to me or simply post them using the Zoom chat box function. Do also kindly take note that today's session will be recorded and uploaded to NTU's college website, and the session will also be live on the NTU College of Engineering YouTube channel. Without further ado, let us welcome Professor Chan Si-in, Assistant Dean for Students from the NTU College of Engineering, to share with us what exciting programs that our College of Engineering is here to offer. Prof. Chan, please.
Thank you, Song Kiet. Hi, good afternoon. It's good to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. Thank you for being here, joining us online. Now, you probably have heard a lot about NTU, especially our engineering programs. Okay, I think NTU is pretty well known for that. So I hope that what I can share this afternoon will help you to know a little bit more. And of course, as Song Kiet has mentioned, if you have questions, I'll be happy to help you. Okay, now, well, as you can see from this picture, well, we are doing a lot of exciting things in NTU, right? And engineering is definitely our strength. And we welcome you to join us and start your exciting journey with us. Now, you find that in engineering, it's actually a very wide discipline, and different people do have different interests. So it is important for each individual to find out what really is something that is passionate to you, and then you pick the discipline, okay, and you focus on it, and you'll be able to do well in it. Okay, so hopefully today you'll be able to find out what are the programs we have that may be suitable for you. Okay. Now, probably you have already learned about what role of engineers, okay, but just a quick recap here. Now, engineering is something actually very important in our day-to-day lives, okay? Sometimes we may not realize it, but today there are many, many things, okay, they're actually enabled by engineering, all right? So what you can see on the right-hand side, all these things that we experience these days, a lot of them are we have underlying engineering solutions. So when we take up engineering, okay, we're actually starting a career, okay, that is very rewarding because you're actually making changes to people's life, okay, how the society works and how things progress. Okay, now I should not spend too much time boasting about our reputation. It is a very well published in the newspapers and other media that NTU ranks very highly in our engineering and science programs. Okay, now what I'm going to share with you, all right, I hope will not be too overwhelming for you, is actually how our engineering curriculum structure look like. Now, when we talk about curriculum structure, what it means is you come in, you're going to do different courses. Now, how are these courses put together, okay, and designed such that it prepares you for the future work? Now, the future world is actually full of challenges, okay? I think the last 3 years especially taught us very important lessons. Many things cannot be easily predicted, okay? What used to work in the past may not work in the future. So we need to prepare our undergraduates so that you're able to take on future new challenges. All right, so let's take a look at our curriculum structure. Now, if you look at this big pie, all right, basically it represents all the courses you will need to do, okay, before you can graduate with your degree. Now, of course, in NTU, we offer many degrees and each of them will be somewhat different, okay, but more or less the structure, okay, is resembles this. So if I take an example, okay, from just a single degree program, a Bachelor of Engineering program, could be a Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical Engineering or in Bioengineering. Okay, now what you see is you see this big chunk, okay, in red, which is about 2/3 of what you're going to do, okay, in NTU. Now, these are the courses that contribute to what we call a major. So when we talk about major or engineering major, what we are saying is, oh, so are you majoring in electrical engineering or are you majoring in materials engineering? So this is the particular discipline that you are going to prepare yourself very well for, right? So that you will be able to join the correct sector, industry, or research, okay, and really show what you have learned, okay, and use your knowledge to make improvements or new discovery. So these are what we typically would also like to name them as core courses or major prescribed electives, right? Because they are necessary to help prepare you for the discipline that you have decided to take up. Now you have these two other portions, okay, which are in blue. Now I'll spend a little bit of time talking about this quarter here, which is ICC. Now ICC is what we call interdisciplinary collaborative core. Now, if you look at each of these items, all right, you find that these are focusing not on the core, okay, the major that you're disciplined in, but actually prepare you overall, okay, in a holistic manner. And they are actually training you with key transferable skills. Transferable means regardless of what industry in the end you decide to go in, right? Whether you want to work in research field, whether you want to work in public companies, private companies, all right, or even start up your own businesses, you find that these are key skills that you should have, right? And we are happy to say that all our undergraduates, they have the benefit of going through all these to better prepare them. Now, if you look at this small section here, okay, this is what we call the broadening and deepening electives. Now, if you look at the number here, 18 to 21 AUs, maybe it doesn't mean very much to you. Okay, just a quick impression, okay, to help you. Now, each module probably is about 3 AUs. So if you look at 18 to 21, so that is about 6 to 7 modules. So in other words, using this, you will be able to choose 6 to 7 modules that you wish to do, okay? So this is something that you choose. Now, how you will choose will depend on whether your personal preference is to broaden, okay, your understanding and knowledge, or you actually want to deepen, right? So if you want to deepen, what you can do is you can actually do something that is related to your discipline or major. So that will actually help you to go further in depth, right? But if you feel that you prefer to use these, okay, some of this, okay, not necessarily all of this, some of these to broaden, okay, and do some of other interesting courses, all right, that is also something that we strongly encourage. Now, the other thing that you also notice here, probably in this fine print, okay, now is a lot of times, okay, students like to do what we call a minor or a second major. Okay, now, so a second major is like something else, okay, it's not as major as your first major, but it's something else that is also very enriching, and you can actually make use of these, okay, make use of these 6 to 7 modules to explore second major or minor, right? So after this, I'll explain a little bit more, but this I hope gives you an overview, all right, as you enter NTU and you take up a degree program. Most of the time, you'll be doing courses that are related to your engineering major, okay? But simultaneously, okay, every semester, you'll be doing some courses that will help to train you up as a more holistic potential engineer, okay? Now, the other thing I'd like to share with you is in NTU, all right, not only in College of Engineering, okay, in NTU, a lot of our program, okay, they started off as just a single degree, Okay, so for example, if I do a degree in computer science, for example, so it started off as a single degree. Okay, but along the way, all right, you may want to broaden, right? Just now I did mention you may want to broaden your knowledge. So I also mentioned just now that, okay, what you can do is you can do minor. So remember that small sector of 6 to 7 courses that you can do, you can use it to do some minor, all right? Some courses that are from a basket of a minor, okay? Now, you can also go further, okay? Go further and be a bit ambitious, okay? And say, okay, I actually want to do more. Now, if you want to do more, you can take it up as a second major, all right? Now, so you may ask, what is the difference between a minor and a major? Okay, roughly. A minor typically will require you to do about 5 courses. Okay, a second major usually will require you to do about 10 courses. All right, so that gives you an idea. Okay, so if you want to do a second major, typically you have to do about 10 more courses. All right. Now, you may remember just now, okay, those of you who are very sharp-minded, you may remember, oh, but just now the broadening sector, you only have about 6 to 7 courses, right? So yes, the 6 to 7 courses can be used to fulfill your second major. So you may say, but I'm still short of 3. Yes, then you will do 3 more, okay? So you may do 3 more than your peers who are not doing any second major at all. All right, but the 3 more that you do will be spread over the 4 years in NTU, so you will not feel that it's suddenly doing 3 more courses than other people, okay? Now, of course, going from there, okay, we also have special curated program, which provides double major, and there are also demand, all right, where 2 degrees, okay, are packaged, okay, together, and then you can actually do double degree. Now, of course, double degree program is a very competitive program, and it's also very demanding. So it definitely requires you to do time management, okay? Very, very good time management. And of course, we also have our Premier Scholars program. So I'll go through them, right? Now, first and foremost, these are the 6 engineering schools in NTU. Okay, and they are divided based on their major, okay, the major discipline, right? Just now we talk about major. So depending on the major that you want to take up, you go to one of these schools, all right? Now, different schools will have different programs, all right, as I can show you here. Now, you find that some schools, all right, like computer science and engineering, they have more programs, right? The school like material science and engineering only has 1 program. Now, it does not matter, okay? It does not matter whether a school has more or fewer programs, all right? We are all very dedicated in our training and teaching, and make sure you really are well trained in the discipline. Now, this is a new school, okay? Which is last year, okay, we combined 2 schools and we form a new school, and these are the 3 degree programs that are being offered, all right? And our MC today, Songke, is actually from one of the programs. Now, what you also notice here is we have a pizza, okay? Now, later on, you see this pizza coming up again and again, so maybe I'll explain to you what the pizza signifies. Now, basically, when you take up a degree program, all right, a single degree program, all right, what you are going to study, right? Just now remember that pie chart, that big pie chart that we see. Okay, you take it as a pizza with a certain flavor, okay? So maybe it's a Hawaiian pizza. So this whole pizza, all right, will have the ingredients, okay, that are meant for Hawaiian pizza, all right? So that is your single degree program, which has 1 major, all right? And that's what you're in for, okay? Now, just now we also mentioned, okay, there are people who would like to broaden, so they can go on to have minor, major, double majors, second degree. So how would the pizza now look like? Okay, now, so if you look at a second major, okay, a second major, you see it's like adding a quarter slice of pizza with a different flavor to what you're originally doing. So this is your major, this is your second major, all right? Now, these are the second majors available to engineering students. Now, of course, I would like to highlight, okay, not all of them are available to all degree programs. Okay, so for example, if you look at the newest second major, it's called sustainability, right, which is very, very important. We all understand how important sustainability is, and it is actually available to all programs. So regardless of which one of the single degree programs you are choosing from College of Engineering, you can take up this second major. Now, however, you notice that some of the second majors, all right, for example, medical biology, now is something very specific, and therefore it is only available to the students who major in materials engineering. Okay, so in other words, if you are doing chemical and mechanical engineering, then you will not be able to take this as a second major. Right, now you notice that quite many of the second majors are actually available to almost all degree programs. So only a few selected ones, right, that are limited because of the nature of the second major is limited to certain degree programs. So now I have been asked before, so how should I choose? How should I choose? All right, I would suggest that you focus on your major first. Okay, this is the most important. You see the size you already noticed, right? The amount of effort and time you require to spend on your major, okay, is going to be significant. So make sure you choose something that you like as your major, all right? Before you decide on which is the second major that you would like to do, okay? Now, of course, you may say that because you want to do this particular second major and therefore you can only do this. Now, if this is something that you really feel passionate about, yes, that can be your decision, okay? All right, now this is a list of minors that we have, right? That you find that there's so many interesting courses that are available. So you can use that 6 to 7, that small sector that you have, right? You only need to fulfill 5 courses to get a minor. Right, so you still have 2 courses to spare. You can use them to do other things, all right? Maybe deepen your major or maybe do something else. So it's a very diverse list of programs, okay, that really can broaden you and also enable you. It's not just about studying, right? It's also allowing you to meet up with people from other schools, other disciplines, okay, because you find that by meeting people, right, who do different degree programs as you, right? You get to see different perspectives, right? And I think this is very important nowadays, all right? Being able to have wider perspectives allow us to see more possibilities, all right? And also help us to be more sensitive to more diverse issues, all right? And we are also able to come up with different proposals, right? And better proposals that actually cover a broad area. Because when you try to fix problems, when you try to come up with solutions, right, to problems, you don't want to create a solution that fixes this particular problem, but because you overlook some other perspectives, and then you create some other problems, okay? So therefore, it is increasingly important, okay, for our young people to actually have a broad perspectives, right? And know how to weigh and look at trade-offs, right? Of various options, various decisions, various policies, okay. Now, this is a special program. Now, this is a special program in the College of Engineering. It's actually jointly offered by the College of Science and College of Engineering. It's specially curated, okay, packaged together. It's what we call a double major program, all right? So you can see from this picture, right? Each half, okay? So one half will be the math part, the other half will be the computer science part, right? Now, this two actually has a lot of synergy, right? And therefore, it is a very suitable program, okay? If you have very strong inclination to mathematics and you think you like computer science, this is actually a very good program for you. Now, of course, we also have the double degree program. Now, the double degree program, I would say, are the most rigorous, okay? Because you see, you have to not only eat 2 pizzas, okay, you have to digest them. Now, okay, what you also notice is the 2 pizzas are not set out separately, okay? There's an overlap between the 2 pizzas. which you should not be surprised, right? If you still remember the pie chart that I showed you right at the beginning, remember we have the 2/3 that focus on the major, and then you have the other portion, which is for your ICC, all right, your transferable skills, and then you also have your broadening and deepening. Now, those sections is actually overlapping for the 2 degrees. You don't have to do those things twice, right? So therefore, you find that you're not really doubling the time, doubling the courses you have to do, and doubling your candidature. No. Okay, that's not how it happens. So you find that there are 3 double degree programs that we have. Right, the first one, I'd like to mention this one first because it was available earlier than the other 2. And it is also very popular and competitive. Now, it's a special program, okay, which is specially curated. And therefore, it is possible to complete in 4 years. 4 years, all right? So the good thing is you can complete this in 4 years. The not so good thing means you have to work pretty hard, all right? Your timetable will be quite packed, and you really need to know how to manage your time well. Okay, now for the other 2 programs, they're slightly newer. Okay, each one of them usually will take about 4.5 years to complete. So this one will be taking any of the engineering major, all right? So whether it's materials or bioengineering, and then at the same time, you take economics. And over here is actually focusing on accountancy, data science, as well as AI, all right? Okay, now I'll come to the Premier Scholar program. Okay, now these are highly competitive programs. Okay, now maybe the acronyms, okay, if you want to know what the acronyms. Okay, REP is a Renaissance Engineering Program. Now, when you take up this program, all right, it's planned, okay, it's planned for you to be for it to be completed in 4.5 years. And at the end of it, you do get 2 degrees, get a Bachelor of Engineering Science degree, as well as a Master of Science degree. And one big attraction of it is you actually get to spend your 3rd year overseas, okay, in one of these renowned universities. All right, so you'll be going there and do courses that will help to fulfill your requirement towards your bachelor degree, right, which you will also choose, all right? You have to choose to specialize a particular engineering discipline, okay? So REP is just the framework, but within this REP, you have to choose your major. So for example, do you want to major in electrical engineering, or do you want to major in civil engineering, right? Now, then we also have the Xian Yang program, all right? Xian Yang is named after the very well-known scientist. Right, so this program is especially for people who are very strongly inclined towards science and research. Okay, I have spoken to a group of students who took up this program, and they all felt that it was so good. They were so glad that they have chosen it, and it was such a big eye-opening experience for them. Right, so if you contrast the first program, the REP, versus the second program, the REP is more broad-based, okay, focusing on technology and engineering management. Now, when you talk about the Xian Yang, it's actually more into research, okay? So they are not the same, okay? They're slight different in emphasis. Now, the last program, okay, the NTU University Scholar Program. Now, this is for people who have interest in humanities and social sciences. So you do engineering, okay? Not all engineers do not like humanities and social sciences. The 2 are not mutually exclusive. Okay, so many of us actually also enjoy things that are from the humanity and social sciences, and this is a very good program. Okay, so on top of your engineering major, you will also be doing 8 courses from the HSS discipline. All right, so okay, just a very quick mention. I think most of the things I would like you to take away, I have already explained to you just now. I'd just like to quickly mention that some students, okay, for some reason, they prefer that they don't want to just focus on the 4 years of study, but they actually want to have real working experience simultaneously. So we do have what we call the work-study program. So we will pack in the internship, right, every year, starting from the 2nd year, okay? So, and it doesn't extend the candidature. All right, that means you still have 4 years. All right, you don't do a longer candidature, but you're able to get exposure to more internship. All right, than those who are not taking this kind of program. Now, you may say, then how do you fit these kind of things in? Now, usually this take advantage of your long summer breaks. Okay, we have a long summer break, a few months, all right, where you can go for your holidays or you can do your part-time job, all right? But in this work study program, we will make good use of those time where you can actually do proper internship, right? That will expose you to the kind of work that is related to your engineering major. Okay, and of course, now that we are putting COVID behind us, we're also thankful, right? We can start traveling, and many of our students, 8 in 10 of our students have, before COVID, have been able to go overseas for various overseas exchange program, right? Some of them are very short, 2 weeks, some of them are much longer, could even be up to 6 months, right? So it's up to you which one you want to go for. All right, and of course, in an engineering school, all right, we don't just focus on studying and taking exams and tests. We do a lot of projects, we go for competitions, and these are actually the ones that help us to better prepare, all right, for the future world. Okay, and we also have many industry partners, all right, and they offer us excellent internship, all right. NTU is very well known, okay, that many companies, industries are very, very happy with our interns. Now, this 2 undergraduate research program that we also offer, right? Now, basically is for students to have an exposure on what is research. Now, just I did mention the C and Young program. Now, of course, not everyone will have a chance to do the C and Young program. So let's say you don't have a chance to do the C and Young program, but you like to have a taste of what research is like. Then this is something that you can sign up for, okay? And you can have a taste of what research is, and you'll be working together with a professor, all right? And if you find that this is really something you're passionate about, then upon graduation, you can go towards this direction. Now, NTU is also well known for its beautiful campus, all right? And hostel life is very vibrant. A lot of students are very happy, and they make lots of friends and all that. Now, in terms of career-wise, okay, NTU, if you have been following the newspapers, our students have been enjoying good employment rate, right? Now, this is a short video, okay, we just watch it.
Hey, sorry, can we ask you a few questions?
About what?
Well, mainly about what NTU College of Engineering is to you.
Where do we start?
So what I'm going to tell you about
Maybe we can start with why you wanted to pursue engineering.
well, there are a lot of aspects to engineering.
People always think of engineering as one thing, but there's so much more happening behind the walls of College of Engineering.
We study, research, and develop technologies and processes to advance society and humanity.
We take technology beyond the limits of the ground.
How about down on the ground?
We bring lessons learned from the virtual world we develop to enhance efficiency in the real world.
We don't just dream of big ideas, we turn them into reality.
How so?
We have multiple collaborations with our industry partners that allow us to do so.
Did I see students running this facility?
Oh yeah, this place is run by students for students. We're always around to help one another, contribute to each other's growth, and pitch ideas.
Don't you ever get to just play?
We instill creativity and innovation in our work by bringing in fun through technology.
Okay. How about going beyond campus walls?
Our learning goes beyond the classrooms, from overseas exchanges
to participating in competitions.
And from experiencing exciting hall life
to gaining real-life experience through our internship programs.
So now that you've said all those things, is it easier to answer my question now?
Wait, what was your question again?
What is NTU College of Engineering to you as a student?
I think it's about creating change.
It's all about teamwork.
Collaboration,
Constant innovation.
having fun,
and about having the heart to do more.
They have like tom yum pasta.
Hey, sorry. Can we ask you a few questions?
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. The short video actually give you a quick and interesting summary, right, of how life in NTU is like, all right? It's not just all study and no play, okay? We actually emphasize a good balance, all right? So now I have more or less come to the end of my presentation. So these are all the links you can use, right, to reach out to us. If you have further questions, even after today, all right? You have questions, you're welcome to send to us. And of course, also to let you know, in 2 weeks' time, right, we will have a physical open house in NTU, right? So you're welcome to come to NTU, visit us, come and see for yourself, right? What are the interesting things that we do, right? There will be school tours, there'll be talks, and there are also attractive prizes to be won. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you on the 25th of February. Okay, so this is all I would like to say. Songkit, back to you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chan, for the insightful sharing on what our NTU College of Engineering has to offer. So to everyone, we have now arrived at the Q&A segment where we will be answering your doubts that you may have about pursuing engineering at NTU. Do also be reminded that you may send in your questions to me or simply post them using the Zoom chat box function. Without further ado, let us get to the first question. So we have a first question. I believe Prof. Chan, I think you can answer this. And that question is, am I allowed to take an engineering degree although I only take one science and mathematics HL?
Okay. So we are looking at the eligibility of programs. Now, if you are able to visit the website for all our undergraduate programs in the College of Engineering, especially, okay, we do list out for each degree program what are the minimum requirement. Okay. Now, for engineering, math and physics are very important. Okay. Now, of course, admission to the program, we require mathematics and physics. Now, the specific question is whether your mathematics, I think you mentioned is a higher level, right? And physics is standard level. So I believe that comes from the IB program, IB qualification. Right? So if you look at the IB qualification, all right, for admission criteria, what I can notice is most of the time it will require a higher level mathematics as well as a higher level science. All right, that science need not be physics. Okay, if you have chemistry, you have computer science, you have biology at a higher level, you can be admitted to programs also. Okay, although there may be certain programs that require to have higher level physics specifically. All right, so you do have to scan through the different degree programs and see which one you are qualified for. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chan. And if I may add on, I do have my peers, classmates, course-mates even, who initially they have their own doubts, on whether engineering courses is the right course for them, based on the subjects that they took back in JC, back in their international school days. But as a senior to all the prospective students, let me just share with you that do not let your like the lack of certain subjects stop you from pursuing engineering. Engineering is truly one of the highly sought after courses, and aside from that, we are highly valued based on our problem solving skills. And with the passion that you have for engineering, do not let anything stop you. And that is my message to all of you out there who may have concerns, like, hey, I do not meet certain, or rather my grades do not make the cut or what, do not let that stop you. Just go ahead. If you have the passion for engineering, just go ahead. All right. So second questions. Okay, so this question asks, how does the qualification criteria work for the Renaissance Engineering program? So before I pass this on to Prof. Chan, maybe I can say that to all of you who are asking whether or not like the grades and certain subjects, whether you stand a chance or whether whether you are qualified to apply certain courses, I would say do visit our NTU website where you can actually assess our indicative grade profile. It actually states the certain requirements and the grades needed to qualify for certain courses. And if you have any doubts, do write in to us and even come down on our physical open house on the 25th of February. And back to the question regarding about the qualification criteria regarding about the Renaissance Engineering program. Sorry, Prof. Chan, back to you.
Okay. So the Renaissance Engineering program, or we fondly call it the REP. Now, remember, this is just a name above the degree program, but at the heart of it, you still have to pick an engineering major. Okay. So depending on which engineering major, for example, whether it is materials engineering or computer engineering. Now, each of these single degree program, they have their own admission requirement. So for example, what are the subjects you must have before you can be admitted to this program or that program? So those are what we call the minimum requirement. So each degree program, each major has its individual minimum requirement. So you must first make sure you have that minimum requirement before you can consider that degree program. All right. Now, once you're able to consider that particular degree program and then taking it at the REP level, okay, now you would typically be expected to be strong in not only academic studies, all right, but also in terms of CCAs, and you will definitely be called to come for an interview. All right, okay? And then all these will help the selection panel to decide whether you will be given the REP degree program. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much for the insightful sharing, Prof. Chan. All right, so we have quite a lot of questions coming. So do keep the questions coming in. We'll address them as much as possible. So let me address the earlier questions. And I think these questions is quite similar to one another, so I'll just address them together. So first is from Christopher. Does NTU accept the UK Cambridge A-levels? And we also have from Dia, does NTU accept 12th class pass out from the CBSE board in India? For Prof. Chan, your take on this?
Okay, again, just like I mentioned, we have one whole list of programs, all right, and it tells you what are the minimum requirements. Now, under the minimum requirement column, you'll find that, of course, the most common type of admission criteria will be our Singapore A-levels results, all right, but we also accept international qualification. All right, so you can have IB, you can have NUS High, you can have other international overseas degree certificates. So yes, you will fall into that category. Okay, if you're none of the above, you're not Singapore A-levels, you're not IB, you're not NUS High, then you are falling into that last category called international admission. Okay, so yes, we will welcome you to apply. All right. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Chan. All right, so do visit our NTU website and to check out what are the certificates and qualifications that is eligible to apply to NTU. But like what Prof. Chan mentioned earlier on, we welcome everyone to apply to NTU. All right, so the next question is, hi, given that REP, the Renaissance Engineering program, gives student exposure to multiple disciplines in the first year, do the RP students have to play catch up with the single degree students when they decide on their specializations in year 2? Prof. Chan?
Hi. Well, not really catch up. Okay, not really catch up. There will, okay, because of course because the REP program is distinct. Okay, is okay. You can also say the question that you're asking also applies somewhat similar to the CNYang program. Okay, basically you're doing something else, all right, on top of your single degree. And that concept is also similar to doing a second major on top of your single degree. All right, so you are getting wider exposure, but don't forget you still have that BDE, that small sector that you can use to spend, right? So those will be used, make good use of, okay, in your REP program to help you to get that wider exposure. Right, so maybe, yes, maybe like if you, just now I've also explained, if you're doing a second major, right, you probably have to do 3 more courses than those who are not doing it. Okay, so yes, you may find yourself having to do 1 course more in this semester than your peers who are just taking the plain, simple single degree. But by and large, it's a very common thing. I would say in NTU, it is very common, right, for people to do 1 more course than your peers in a certain semester. So of course, in such case, you may have to do it like over 3 semesters, but it's not going to be very demanding, all right, in compared to a single degree. Now, I would say that if you compare that with a double degree, okay, a double degree, I think a double degree will be more demanding and probably expect you to do even more courses every semester. Okay, I hope I give you the correct perspective. Okay, I hope I have answered the question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chan. All right, so we have another question, and the question is the first year of every engineering course more or less the same in terms of studying the same core modules just before they specialize? If so, is it possible to change courses? I'm assuming to change course after they have undergone 1 semester or 1 year in NTU.
Okay, so your question actually comprises 2 parts. All right, so I'll address the first part first. Huh? Okay, it is not true. Okay, it is not true that all the first year, first semester courses of all engineering disciplines are the same. Not so. Okay, yes, there will be a lot of common things. For example, mathematics modules or physics modules or communication modules. And of course, I mentioned the ICC, those interdisciplinary collaborative courses. Yes, those will be some of the common things. But even within the first year, first semester, different majors will have their own core courses. So it's not interchangeable in that sense, right? So for example, a student doing electrical engineering first sem, first year, will not be doing exactly the same course in School of Computer Engineering. Although you may say the 2 degree programs don't look very different, but they will be different. Okay, so it's not identical. Now that leads on to the second question, right? If you have started off with this program, is it possible to change to a different program like 1 semester later? The answer is yes. Okay, we have students who have done that before. Therefore, I can tell you very surely, yes, we have. Now, however, I just like to highlight, okay, what are some of the things you want to look out for? Now, just now I did mention, right, because the 2 programs are not going to be identical. So when you change from 1 degree program to another degree program, one of the things you have to look out is what you have done in that past semesters. Are they all transferable to the new degree program that you choose to take up? Not 100%, may not be 100%. Okay, maybe out of the 5 modules, four of them you can just transfer over, but maybe there's 1 module that you did for your program there is not really applicable and cannot be replaced over here. So you actually have to make up for whatever you missed out. If you had joined this new degree program, you wouldn't have missed out. You get what I'm trying to say? So yes, there may be 1 module or 2 modules that you have to make up for because you didn't do them. Okay, and usually I would say that for you to transfer from one program to another, we expect you to have good results. Okay, we expect you to have demonstrated that you are able to do well, okay, in your original program, okay, but you now actually have a inclination towards doing something else. Okay, so we welcome you to transfer if you find that you have a new passion. Okay, I hope I have answered the question.
Actually, Prof. Chan, that was awesome. Okay, so keep the questions coming in. We have quite a lot of questions and we will do our best to answer all of them. So the next question is from Joseph. Prof. Chan, how in demand is DSAI, which stands for Data Science and Artificial Intelligence, graduates in Singapore? And with regards to the job opportunities in Singapore for DSAI graduates, how are they? And also, how math intensive is DSAI course here in NTU? So maybe you could address this question about DSAI.
Okay, I will try my best. Okay, I cannot say that I am an expert in DSAI. All right. Okay, definitely the demand for DSAI is very strong. Okay. How strong I cannot measure it, all right, because I don't have the real data. Okay, but even from discussions with people who are not from the engineering world, you can sense that in the general work environment these days, okay, almost every line of businesses, okay, or industry, they need to analyze all kinds of things. What kind of things? Okay, demand, supply, customers, okay, what do they like? Okay, what kind of trends? So all these things, in order for any business organization, okay, to make sense of all this information and data, they need DSAI. Now, the DS part is, of course, just to analyze the data. Okay, and you may say, okay, how about the AI? Well, the AI actually help human beings to simplify a lot of things. Okay, you probably have heard of how popular AI tools nowadays. We're not saying AI tools will replace us, but we are using AI tools to help us to make things simpler for us. Okay, because human beings, okay, we are very good in analyzing complex things. Okay, but we need time, right? But computers, okay, AI, okay, they can analyze chunks and data very quickly. Okay, so we make use of AI capability in that sense to help us to do analysis in a much shorter time. But when it comes to the final analysis of things, human beings, okay, your intelligence is still the most precious. Okay, you cannot be replaced. Okay, trust me. All right. And therefore, if you are truly dedicated in this work, okay, and you make sure that you are well trained, okay, right, you will find that you have no shortage of demand. Right now, of course, having said that, if you just go through the course with minimum effort, just manage to pass everything, but don't really know what is going on, I'm sorry, that would be a different scenario. Okay, but I believe most of us are not like that. Okay, now the other part of the question is how intensive, right? I'm not sure how intensive in the mathematics, but I do not expect it to be a lot more intensive. It's okay. DSAI is like a specific field of computer science. All right. So in computer science, we have 3 mathematics modules. All right. So you have to do 3 mathematics modules, which is quite common in most engineering disciplines. So we are not doing far more than the rest. Okay, it's quite typical for engineering degree programs to have to do 3 modules of mathematics. Maybe Song Kiat can say something about that.
Yeah, so engineering, as you know, in general, like across all engineering courses, the focus on math is, I would say, is quite intensive. But courses such as DSAI, although like same goes for Prof. Chan, I'm not qualified to really say how intensive the math is for DSAI because it varies depending on the person that we were talking about. But generally, the math, having a foundation of A-level math, Singapore A-level math is required, definitely needed to really understand the fundamentals of other DSAI related subjects. And I believe that even not just in engineering, in non-engineering courses, I feel that math also plays a part in trying to be able to branch out your understanding and solve problems analytically. So I feel that with regards to whether or not the math, whether or not it's intensive, I believe do come down to our physical open house on the 25th of February to really interact with our DSAI undergraduates to get a sense of how intensive the math is right here. And while you're at it, you may also visit other courses to get an idea of how intensive, or how the school life is like here in NTU. Yeah, because there's only so much that we can share, and we're limited by the courses that we are specialized in. Okay, so thank you so much, Prof. Chan, for answering the question. And I'm glad that I'm also to share, my take on that question. So moving on to the next question is, how can I prepare for the NTU scholarship interviews? I believe I can share my take on this because I myself, I went for the Nanyang scholarship interview like quite a few years back. So generally, I could give a very general advice, and that is to truly understand what your passion is. When you take up a specific course in NTU, say for example, if you want to pursue mechanical engineering, what is your passion behind pursuing mechanical engineering? And to really understand what you want to do after you graduate is very important. And I believe it's not just what the scholarship office would look at, but also in the future, when you go out to work in the industry, your employers would also want to know what is your passion, what really drives you as a person. So I feel like that is something that you can look into when you prepare for our NTU scholarship interviews. But nonetheless, all the best to your NTU scholarship interviews. Prof. Chan, do you have anything to add on to this question?
Well, when it comes to scholarship, again, I must say it's also something very competitive. Nowadays, the young people are very amazing. If you look at their credentials, it's like, oh, superhuman. So now, because the level of competition is so high, all right, when we look at applicants, we also have to assess each one of them very carefully. And I must say, you really need to stand out, okay? It is no longer enough, okay, to just say that, okay, I score a string of A's. I do this CCA, I do that. I do this community work, I do that community work. I think just now, I think Songket also mentioned, all right, you really need to impress upon the interviewers. What is your true passion? What is your true calling? What do you really want to do with your life? Okay. And I must say, certainly it should not be, oh, I want to get a good degree. I want to get a good job. I want to earn big bucks. That is definitely not the kind of answer we are looking for. I think we want to look at how genuine you are. Okay. Right. You say you have been doing community work. Are you just doing it because you want to beef up your CV? Do you really have a heart for those people that you're helping? Do you actually have a connection with the people that you're helping? Right? Have you actually matured as a person and grown, okay, by going through all these? Right? These are the special things we look out for. Okay, I hope I answered the question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chan. That was really insightful. Okay, so for the next question, what subjects are needed for the chemical and biomolecular engineering? I believe this question is pertaining what subjects do you need to take in poly or JC or maybe in your international school so that you will be well equipped to pursue the chemical and biomolecular engineering. So maybe before I pass on to Prof. Chan, because I'm currently pursuing chemical and biomolecular engineering with the School of Chemistry, Chemical Engineering, and Biotechnology. So I would say at the surface, subjects like math, physics, and chemistry and bio is important as a chemical engineer in the future. As a chemical and biomolecular engineering student, your math is the foundation to every subject that you'll be taking as a chemical engineering student, because to be able to understand a higher level of knowledge you need to have a very strong foundation in maths in order for you to be able to branch out to understand harder and much more difficult concepts. So I would say, as a chemical and biomolecular engineering, do pay special attention to your math and physics. Although bio and chemistry is important, it is not as important as compared to maths and physics as a chemical and biomolecular engineering student, because I can assure you that since year one up to now, it is a constant back-to-back, semester to semester, constantly bombarded with subjects that's related to maths and physics, and it may get intensive for those of you who have not really got a strong grasp on the maths fundamentals. So do take note of that when you are applying to the chemical and biomolecular engineering course. So Prof. Chan, do you have anything to add on?
Okay, for most of the engineering courses, of course, some specific may be different. Okay, most of them actually require, if you talk about a GCA level, okay, most of them will require H2, okay, H2 math and H2 science. So your H2 science is can be biology, could be chemistry, could be physics, could be computing. Okay, so it does not have to be, it must be chemistry only if you want to do CBE. Okay, not necessary. You must be computing only if you want to do computer science. Not necessary. Okay, so the minimum requirement is quite general. So long as you have a H2 level math, H2 level science, all right, you're generally okay with all the engineering degree programs. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Prof. Chan. All right, keep the questions coming in, guys. Okay, so for the next question is, I have a very big dilemma. I'm currently an aerospace electronics student in Poly. However, I am interested in many fields ranging from computer science and engineering in MAE and EEE. So how should I approach this decision? Prof. Chan, do you have any advice for someone who is in a dilemma on what courses should he or she take? There are so many interests that the person has, but how should he or she, explore and really narrow down to that one decision?
Yeah, I know how difficult you may feel. All right. Now, I'd just like to, first of all, highlight again, all right, in engineering, okay, we have a major, and then you can do a second major, and you can also do what we call minor. Okay. Now, however, you cannot do a major in aerospace engineering and you do a second major in computer science. Unfortunately, you cannot do that. Okay. But fortunately, all right, we also have a second major in data science. All right. So if you're really interested in computing, okay, that is something that you can do. You can do a degree in aerospace engineering, and then you do a second major in data science, right? That probably is one way. Okay, and of course, some students also prefer to do minor. Instead of doing a second major, they want to do a minor. So we also, the School of Computer Science and Engineering also offer a minor in computing. So that probably help you to remain in your original diploma, because that's probably something that you have advantage of, right, when you enter the degree program because of your background knowledge and all that, right? So you may want to take advantage of that and remain in aerospace engineering. But at the same time, you can explore other courses through either taking minors or taking second major. Right, second major, I believe is data analytics. Yeah. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chan. And if I may add on, this is just my personal take as a senior, is that one thing about us engineering student is, even though we have a degree, let's say, for example, a degree in chemical engineering, that doesn't mean that you cannot be, say, a software engineer in the future. You can always, okay, maybe not always, but you can branch out to other engineering related fields, so long as you have the right qualifications, certifications, and of course, knowledge. So back to the question where you asked, whether, how should you go about really narrowing down to that one decision? I would say that first of all, really identify what is it that you like about that particular engineering field. Say, for example, aerospace engineering. Do you like planes? Do you like solving mathematical equations? So if so, then really identify that key drive that really puts you to love that particular field, and see whether do other field offer a similar kind of drive. If so, then maybe you can explore the other field through maybe pursuing a minor or major. And if maybe unfortunately your course in NTU do not allow you to take a second major or even a minor, then perhaps do consider taking up BDEs that is related to the specific course. BDE is our broad deepening electives, where we allow our NTU students to take up courses that are not offered in their course, but from our other courses. So say, let's say I'm an engineering student and I'm not pursuing a second major, but I want to understand how a business student, how a business student mindset is, and how they perform their design thinking, and how they tackle entrepreneur related issues. So I can look at the broadening deepen electives, the BDE, to select subjects that are related to business courses. In a way, it equips me with the relevant knowledge, and perhaps through BDE I can really understand what I'm passionate about. So do not let what courses should I go? There are so many courses to go to, but I'm only limited to one course. Do not have that mindset, but rather at the end of the day, sure, you may be pursuing that engineering degree, but you can also explore other other fields of engineering through various means. So hopefully, Prof. Chan and my sharing has been educational to you. Okay, so do keep the question coming, guys, and also do reminded that if you are wondering regarding about administrative matters or admission related matters, do visit our NTU website. We will paste the link later on in our Zoom chat box. Do visit our NTU website. Okay, it's down there right now. Okay, do visit our NTU website to really find out more about our admission related matters. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to write into us. My colleague has also pasted the link. So regarding about admissions or scholarships related inquiries, do visit our link and drop an email to us, and our office will reply to you as soon as possible. Okay, so for the next question we have is, how would you recommend exploring my interest towards the engineering course that is not coding related? All right, so maybe Prof. Chan, I can just take this question because it's somewhat similar to the earlier question. So yeah, like the earlier questions earlier on, really, is to take this time, because school has yet to start. Take this time to really understand and discover what is it that drives you, and from there, maybe you can do a little bit of research on the rising trends in the market in the engineering field. What is the hot topic right now? And maybe data science is widely discussed right now. So maybe you can explore, hey, I have a passion for math, I have a passion for physics. Does data science offer that? And you could try to relate what you love and what is maybe say what will be popular in the next couple of decades. So maybe you can pair that together. And if you're still confused on how you should go about, I would highly encourage you to come down on our physical open house on the 25th of February, where you can really have a first-hand interaction with our undergraduates, so that they can share about their experience, their passion, and also our friendly university lecturers, professors, where they can share with you more insights about the trends in the industry currently. Okay, so the next question is, are achievement in national service and outside of national service considered for scholarships? So, Prof. Chan, would you like to address this?
Okay, I think just now we did talk about scholarship, right? We are looking for something special. And that special, we don't really set a limit on what is the area of the so-called specialness. So if you think you have something, right, to impress us, yeah, we wait to be impressed. we always enjoy meeting our scholarship applicants because they usually have a lot of interesting things to share with us. Yes, so do feel confident, right, when you want to apply your scholarship. Of course, highlight your strengths. Okay, make sure you give us a good impression, right? Okay. All right. I hope I understand. I have answered the question.
Yes, and to add on to what Prof. I mentioned, yes, do have confidence in your abilities. And here in NTU, we really we are open to everyone. But at the end of the day, is we await for you to impress us, and us being the scholarship office. And yes, I do have confidence in our abilities, and we consider all achievements in our admission and in our scholarships. But it's truly how can you stand out? Is how do you put yourself out there is the question that you need to ask yourself. All right. So okay, those are really good questions. Thank you everyone for the questions. Do keep them coming. We still got some time. Okay, so let me see. What is the criteria of giving scholarships for computer engineering? Okay, so like what Prof. Chan has mentioned in her sharing in her slides earlier on, is that it is quite competitive when it comes to giving out scholarships, and regardless of what course you are trying to apply, because at the end of the day, scholarship applicants, they are all they're all quite in terms of grades, almost everyone has roughly the same grades. It's almost a straight A's. But what we're really looking out is for passionate individuals who truly have what it takes to be a scholar here in NTU, the leadership capabilities, and whether or not they know what they want in not just in the 4 years of study, but also in life. And just to add on, just to link back to what I shared earlier on, this also extends to after you graduate, because your employers will also want to find out what is it that drives you in life. And just like employers, scholarship office would also want to know their applicants, what is it their applicants are truly made of, because at the end of the day, the scholarship applications are quite competitive. So there is no a hard and fast rule that you have this particular grades, you will be given scholarship. It is not how it works. And every year, it varies accordingly to how many scholarships and the quality of people that we receive. So do keep an open mind and come in with confidence. And most importantly of the day, whether or not you are awarded the scholarships or not, we hope that you gain something out of it, a learning experience out of the whole journey, the scholarship journey. So yeah, hopefully that is hopefully I've answered that question. Yeah, okay, so let's go to the next question. Let me see. Okay, hi, I feel overwhelmed in choosing what courses to choose. I can join the in-person open house. Okay, so let me answer this question is like a two-part question. So let me answer the first question. I feel overwhelmed on what course to choose. So like I've shared earlier on, and what Prof. Chan have shared earlier on, do really explore, take the time to go to our NTU website and explore on the courses that are available in NTU first. It may not be engineering, it could be other school in NTU. What are the courses that is available, first of all? Next is to really understand what you are passionate about, based on your maybe like the past decade as an individual, as a person. What is something that drives you? What is something that piques your interest? And what is something that you feel happy doing? Identify that. Next is to look at what are the subjects that you may be strong at in school. You may be strong in maths, in science. Maybe that's a sign that you are good at engineering related courses. So do consider that. And for those of you in this call who are unfortunately unable to attend our physical open house on the 25th of February, do not worry, because even if after the 25th of February open house has ended, we are still open to questions. You may drop an email to us, you may visit our website, and subsequently we will also have student ambassadors who can interact with you virtually, and they can answer your queries that are course related and whatnot. So do look out for our news that we will update regularly at the NTU College of Engineering website, and also do follow us on the NTU College of Engineering Instagram page, where we will put updates regarding about the open house and any other admission related news up there. So do not be worried or sad that you cannot come to our physical open house. We will have virtual student ambassadors that will be manned by us undergraduates, and we will answer your questions pertaining to the courses. So do keep a lookout on that. Thank you for the questions. Okay, so let's see. I think we still got maybe a little bit of time left. So let me see what are other questions that some of you have asked. Okay, I think so far that is all. I think maybe I could also share with all of you here my journey as an NTU undergraduate so far. I'm currently a year 2 student in pursuing chemical and biomolecular engineering. Before this, I was from Singapore Poly Chemical Engineering. So I truly understand the concerns that some of you may have, like, hey, will I be able to survive in university in engineering course in NTU if I lack certain A-level subjects that can prepare me for university in NTU. And my question to that is, do not let that scare you away, because I also had that same concern in mind. But when I was admitted, before I was admitted to NTU, before I started school in NTU as a CB student, I actually attended preparatory physics and math courses offered by NTU. So I'm not sure whether you guys know, but I'm here to share with you that NTU Engineering School, College of Engineering offers prep courses like math and physics 1 month before school opens, one month before the school starts. So those of you who are currently in NS, or who feel that your mind has been rusty from all those breaks from maths and science, those prep courses that will prep you for maths and science, they are really important. They really helped me to bridge the rusty concepts that I had back in poly. So I would say that NTU has been quite accommodating to students like us who may feel that our foundations are not strong. So they really organize prep courses, and it's a 1 month prep course. It's an online. I'm not sure whether it will be physical when it's your time, but back in my time it was virtual. So there's like lectures being taught by our NTU professors and their tutorials. So it really helped me and prepared me for school. So I didn't feel so much lost when school opened, because I was able to relate quite a lot of things, and it helped me bridge any lack of maths or physics concept. So it was really helpful. And I would say that currently, as a year 2 chemical and biomolecular engineering student, although generally across all engineering courses, we have quite a rigorous curriculum, because it's expected as engineers we need to have a strong problem solving skills when things get difficult. So aside from the rigorous curriculum, I would say it is pretty manageable. But then again, at the end of the day, it varies from person to person. I would say it's manageable in a sense that I find it quite interesting. It's like you can think of it as solving a Rubik's Cube. At the beginning, it gets so messy because you're being bombarded with so many things. But along the way, as you solve things along the way, you are able to see the bigger picture. Just like at the end of the Rubik's Cube, you're able to form all the colors accordingly. So I feel a great sense of achievement. And to all the prospective students who are considering NTU engineering, I would say go for it, because NTU does not only offer just a degree. It offers so much more than just a degree. And that is why we are taking a holistic approach. Aside from pursuing your degree, you can also experience living on campus, living in halls, something to consider about. And you can also sign up for the various hundreds of CCAs that NTU offers, which will really help to build you as a person, as a character. So, to keep a lookout for it. And yeah, do not let all these obstacles stop you from pursuing what you're truly passionate about. Okay, so I think that is quite a sharing from my side. Okay, I think we have some time to answer just like maybe one more questions. Okay. Oh, by the way, CCA stands for extracurriculum activities. just so that you apologies for the acronyms. Yeah, CCA stands for extracurricular activities. Okay, so next question is, does chemical engineering students from SP offer any exemptions from modules when we are taking chemical and biomolecular engineering in NTU? If yes, how much class time can we get exemption from? Okay, so before I pass on this to Prof. Chan, I could also put in my own personal take on this, is that I did apply for exemptions because I came from chemical engineering in Singapore Poly, and I was exempted from some modules. But like I said earlier on in my earlier sharing, is that across the years, the admission criteria and even the exemption criteria, it varies, depending on the year that you're looking at. So there's only so much that we can share here. So I would highly encourage you to visit our NTU website. Under the search bar, do search for module exemptions, because they will really have a list of what are the modules that you can get exemptions from. And do not be too worried also, because when you begin school, maybe during the first week or the second week, the school will also send an email to everyone to inform you to apply for any exemptions if you are eligible to do so. So do keep a lookout for your school emails, because they would send an email to everyone to apply for exemptions if you are eligible. So yeah, but hey, at the end of the day, do visit our school websites for more information regarding about the curriculum and exemptions related questions. So Prof. Chan, you have anything to add on regarding about the module exemption?
Okay, I may not be able to say specifically from for chemical CBE program, because in general, okay, I would just say that for all engineering degree programs, we recognize the poly diploma that our students who they have acquired those diploma, and we do recognize them. And but the kind of exemption does vary from school to school. So what applies in one school may not be the same thing that applies in a different school. Now you may wonder, what do I mean by that? Okay, now because there are certain core courses in a major, we have talked about that, right? 2/3 of your courses are in core courses, and they are important foundation subjects. Okay, now if the school recognizes that what you actually have done in your diploma fulfill those core courses, then yes, it can actually exempt you from those core courses so that you can move on faster, right? So if you manage to skip 2 courses in your year 1, Sem 1, then you can use those time to start studying some other more advanced courses and move on faster in that sense. But in some degree programs, okay, what you have done before may not be directly applicable. Okay, it's not like equivalent, so it does not get replaced. So you still have to do the core course in that particular program. Okay, but what we do offer in exchange, all right, to exempt you from is probably from those BDE. So you are not obliged to do the BDE. Okay, but then of course some of our students actually would like to do more. Okay, so in other words, it's common for students who have been exempted and therefore not required to do certain things, but because they see the value of doing it, they see how it can actually help them better in the program, they actually want to do it. All right, so that's why I say there's no one fixed rule for different people or different programs. Okay, but we do recognize and we do give exemptions. Yes. I hope I answered that question.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Chan. All right, to everyone, that is all the time that we have today. So first of all, I'd like to thank Prof. Chan for sharing with us wonderful insights on the engineering programs that NTU has to offer. And of course, thank you to all our audience for joining us today. And I would like to apologize on behalf if we are unable to address everyone's doubts and questions regarding today's session. But do attend our physical open house on the 25th of February. And also, you may send an email to us. My colleague has dropped by the link at the Zoom chat box. So do visit the link and send us any email concerning your doubts and other admission related queries. So, and of course, do not forget to come down to NTU Open House on the 25th February to have our first-hand physical open house. And we have also specially prepared an amazing game called the Stamp Venture, where you can win attractive prizes just by attending our booths and collecting stamps. And I hear say that Nintendo Switch, iPads, and JBL noise-cancelling headphones are just some of the many prizes to be given away. So we hope to see you there on the 25th February. And at this point, we have now come to the end of the information session. And thank you so much again for your attendance. And we hope to see you on the 25th February at the NTU Open House. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.